That's a pretty bright light I got there, huh? Let me see. Okay. So, live chat tonight in the evening with my coffee. Move this back a little bit here. Oh, I want you to be able to hear me. Hmm. So, how is everyone? Hello again. Yeah, I actually had a request to come on one more time. Somebody has an announcement, and when they get in chat, I'll let them announce. Good evening. There he is. Ghost Wolf has the announcement. Yeah, I kind of wanted to let Jeffrey's show play out because I know a lot of people were in that one, and I don't want to interfere too much with the Jeff Meister. There we go. Is that better? There we go. Can you hear me all right? Just wondering. Hey, Cryptid and Connie. Man, that's a bright light I got. That's my porch light. Wow. Amazing. Hey, Winter. I feel like I should be saying something. If I should lower that a little bit. Let me see. Let me get everything all adjusted. Huh. There we go. I don't know if it's straight or not, but your wrench. Let me see if I can give you a wrench. So you should have a wrench now, bro. I can't read it without my glasses. Yes, we do need to do a sky watch. I'm ready. I'm ready to do sky watches anytime. Man, this is gonna give me a crook in my neck, so I'm gonna have to aim it at me. Man, that light is bright. They call it a daylight light. I guess it is, huh? For reals. I'm gonna turn this. Hey, no, you go on. Don't want the dog out here barking. Hi, Adolf. Hi, Rachel. Yeah, it's kind of blinding me a little bit.
I didn't turn the light on.
No, I'm talking to the camera. I want to fly it at night. Man, they have so many rules though. Like you have to fly it line of sight, so you have to be able to see it. So at night you can't. So really, the rules are, especially in California, you can't fly at night. So I won't be flying it at night anywhere where I could get busted. And what do they say? Ignorance doesn't save you on this one. So you could claim that you didn't know what was going on, but they'll still say that you should have known. I wish it had a FLIR. I really do. Maybe down the line they'll have one that has a FLIR. It seems like I'm crooked to me. Maybe it's just the way I have it. Is that better? Yeah, now I'm not so crooked. Way better. Hey, now I can see everybody. Hey, everybody, you're all looking really good. Do you get a wrench? Let me see if I can make you have a wrench. Okay, it says you have a wrench. I figured out how to do it on the phone. I can give people wrenches. Everybody gets a wrench. Any trolls come in, everybody wrench them. That ought to make trolls happy, huh? Now I'm watching for skeeters. Earlier I was watching for ants and ticks, but this time I'm watching for skeeters. I can't hear them anymore. I used to be able to hear them. Yeah, so what happened? Did he have a heart attack or something? That is sad. I was just watching some of his videos. Keep an eye out behind me because there's a red light that flies. Like, see that pole behind me? The tower, little tower? There's a red light that flies behind me and it flies around that. Well, I'll have to look it up too. No, I like my coffee. I like it in the evening. I even drink it in the summer. I have to make sure I don't kick this tripod over. That's a good question on the rods. I think they're actual flesh and blood bugs, I think. And they just stir faster, real fast. I would love to see one land so that we could look at it for a second. It is beautiful. It's probably 72 right now. Hey Ed. Hey MK. Yeah, just big bugs. That's what I think too. I'm trying to see if everybody has a wrench here. I'm gonna wrench everyone. Ed doesn't have a wrench. Okay, now Ed has a wrench. Grandmaster doesn't have a wrench. Now he has a wrench. MK, you don't have a wrench? Hey, MK has a wrench. There we go. MK Ultra. You're afraid you're going to abuse the power, bro? It's okay because a whole bunch of other wrenches will gang up on you. That's funny. Hi, Hummingbird. Okay, now we just wrenched on Hummingbird. Man, I look all washed out in that light, huh? I don't know. Do you have a wrench? You tell me. Hello, Sweden. How's it going? Ghost Wolf doesn't have a wrench. Ghost Wolf has a wrench. There we go. Now everybody should be wrenched. I don't even know really what it means. I know that you're a moderator. It says you're a moderator now. Y'all is moderators of the channel. That means you're important to me. Are you invisible? I don't think so. You're about to get wrenched. There you go, CIA. You're wrenched and you're not invisible. But I say the answer is Bigfoot's, not aliens. Hey, I'm ready to go to court. Well, is it still too cold? Maybe another month, maybe, before Courtright? What do you think? Think Courtright's a little bit cold still? I have no idea what it fixes. I don't know. Yeah, June, I'm thinking. We could do a low camp though. You know, more lower than the low. We could camp at Black Rock. Camp at Black Rock, or the next place I want to go is Mammoth Pool or Rock Creek area. There's an apple orchard over there that has a lot of Bigfoot activity around it. And I know right now is not apple time. You know, the apples are in the fall, but I want to scope it out and see if there's areas where we can camp near there, like right by it. I know there's an old road that goes up to Rock Creek that we used to take when I was a kid. Or not Rock Creek, uh, Ross Creek. We used to go to Ross Creek. And there was a road right there going up to Ross Creek. And I think we can park and camp somewhere along there, and it's outside of their property line. Wow, really? It killed your batteries? Whoa. That happened to me and Adolf the other day. We were doing something and my battery just died. I can't remember where we were, though. Sounds good to me, Adolf. In fact, I was actually reading. There's some reports on the Appalachian Trail. There's some new ones, new reports of Bigfoot over there, over by you. How you doing, Richard? Richard's now wrenched. Yeah, so the title on the video says live chat, open topic. So anybody that's coming to this after it's recorded and put up, just know this was open live chat and we were talking about anything. Ah, I didn't see that. Yeah, I've been noticing that, MK. There's a lot of freaking sightings over there by you. Hey, Pocket Pro, what's up, my man? Hey, Digger. I figured out how to wrench everyone. You are now wrenched. I kind of like the little blue wrenches on everybody. It kind of looks cool. I haven't seen the drones. I'm kind of thinking they're not drones. Um, the longest any drone can stay up that I know of is 30 minutes at the most. That's even the gas powered ones. I don't know of one that can stay up from sundown to sun up. Um, But there has been these orbs flying around, and people around here have been calling them drones, but they fly way too fast for a drone. Now that I have a drone, I know how fast they can go and everything. And I mean, this thing's covering 5 miles in 2 seconds and going way up in the sky. And I think it's staying inside of a. I figured out where, because I've seen it like 5 times now, different nights. I think it's actually living in a ponding basin. That's where I think it's staying at. Because That's where I keep seeing it hovering over the ponding basin. But I didn't know it was a ponding basin until I drove over there trying to figure out if it was a drone and if they were taking off, where were they taking off from. But it doesn't land. It just flies off, kind of like that light that Jeff showed how fast it flew off. This thing flies out like that. It just disappears. It goes straight away from me and jams. And then an hour later, I'll see it back again. And it actually flies longer than a drone can fly, too. So I don't really know what they are. There's something out there. Man, I blinded myself. I looked in the light. Don't look in the light. Oh, let me see. Kick back. But only, the sightings of everything are off the hook. UFOs, Bigfoot, shadow people. It's just off the charts now. More than ever. It used to be like one or the other. You'd have a bunch of Bigfoot sightings with UFO sightings, but only there would be like more Bigfoot than UFO. And then sometimes there would be more UFO sightings with a few Bigfoot sightings in the same area. Only now it's everything, everything. Wolf, dog, man, Bigfoot, big giant birds, pterodactyls, unknown blob things running around. I actually saw one. I don't know if you could see behind me. There's a two-story apartment. One night I was out here and I watched something. I would say like a Slender Man shadow, but it was on all fours. I mean, first it was standing up, and then it went on all fours and it ran across that roof right there. And I watched it jam across the roof, and I would have never saw it, but I was looking that way at an airplane that was landing, and I was watching the airplane, and then I caught that thing out of my eye. It's not on my property though. It's not allowed on my property. Let's see. Sure, that sounds good to me. I'm ready for a camp trip. I'll charge all my batteries up on everything, cameras, uh, what do you call it? GoPro type cameras, the drone. I'll charge all three batteries. I think I even have a car charger for that one. Wow. Okay, trippy. I used to live in Torrance, right off Crenshaw. Yeah, it's lower where you're talking about Blue Canyon. That's what Ghost Wolf wanted to talk about. I'm interested to hear what he's talking about, what he's gonna say. I was gonna try to get all the equipment together and do a live thing where we could, you know, where I could have them call in. But all my stuff is scattered. I have some in my closet, some in my room, some in the studio room. And in order for me to do that, it would take me a while to get it all together. Yeah, it's too bad I can't have people call in on my cell phone while I'm even doing a live. If there's a way to do it, I don't know how. Yay, a book! Everybody's been telling me to write a book. So what's your book going to be about? As if I didn't know. Can't be Bigfoot. Hmm. So, let's see. Books will be biographical about my 50 years of. Oh my gosh, that's going to be a good book. You should write a book too, Adolf. You have a book in you. I'm serious. I'll buy the book too. I'd buy Adolf's book. I'll even help you write it. Pretty soon, Cryptid's going to have a book. Keeps going out in the field. I don't think that the Bigfoot has. Uh, it's open topic, Kathleen. I don't think Bigfoot has sex with the horses, but I do think they braid the tail and the mane. But I don't think they're having sex with them. If they are, I never heard of that till just now. And I've been at this for a long time. And I have seen, actually, with my own eyes, seen horses with braids, and the owners don't know how it got there. In fact, it was before I even heard about Bigfoot's braiding horses' manes and tails. I lived up in the foothills, and everybody had horses. I had 3 horses. My horses never came up braided, but some of the people that lived on the edge of the national forest, their horses would come up braided occasionally. Especially this one Arab got braided a lot. You think the horse would like sex with a Bigfoot? I think they do. I think there's video of them braiding little twigs and branches. That's how my book is. It's like on 3 different hard drives, though. Oh, the helicopter's coming up behind me. Watch my internet get cut off. I have no idea who has video of it, but you can search it and find it. Right, I know you have. In fact, I think you have video of it, don't you, Cryptid? of some stuff braided like that, twisted up in knots. It could be. It could be they're buzzing me for that. I sure could. I sure could, Iris. Hi, Iris. You're now wrenched. Cool. Ooh. Everybody has a pretty blue wrench. That's called self defense in chat mode. Wow, really? I will check that. Dang, I almost got you. As soon as chat comes up again, I'm going to wrench you. But yeah, Kunbo, I've watched several videos on those guys. They go back a long ways with the Bigfoots, or what they call them something else. Boogers, I think, is what they call them. The boogers. See, that's what the old guys that I used to hunt with when I was a kid, they called them boogers. There we go. He's wrenched. Stream is now wrenched. The gnomes, man, the gnomes are bad. They're nasty little things. Really, huh? Okay. I wonder how they help him get rid of Bigfoot. What do they do? Put lights all around the house and cameras and stuff like that so that the Bigfoot don't come near? What do they do? Do they have some kind of Bigfoot repellent? That's what they do, huh? Put lights and cameras. That repels them. I know that for a long, I don't know, about 3 years, we were bringing everything into our camp, cameras, IR, light, all kinds of stuff, and they they never came in. And then one day the batteries all went dead on us as we were trying to use it, and then right after that they were coming in all the time, got close. So then we'd bring the stuff, but we wouldn't set it up, and they would come in, even though we had it. As long as you don't set it up, they come in, and they would go around our camp sounding like owls, doing owl calls. Like the light I have on me right now. It's a Bigfoot. That light's for Bigfoots to keep them away from my backyard. It also obliviates any kind of shadow person. They hate light. What do they call it? Obliterate. There you go. It obliterates shadow men. I think they do too if they're not in cahoots with them. Because long before I started working with Jeffrey and doing the show with Jeffrey in the foothills, I knew a lot of people that seen Bigfoot and UFOs, and they would be on their property. So first they would see, like, say, the Bigfoot, and then a little while later they would see a UFO. Or they would see a UFO, and then a little while later they would see Bigfoot on the same night. So I know that they run together, and I've known that for a long time. I'm scared of Bigfoot, and I'm scared of aliens. the aliens just have so much control. They but then I'm not so sure that Bigfoot can't control us like how the aliens can. And what's even worse, if you've seen a Bigfoot like I seen, they are massive, muscle bound, boy, huge, powerful, graceful, faster than anything I ever seen. So I mean, they're scary just to look at one. What's funny is aliens are only little skinny, green guys, and I'm still scared of them. They can do that mind thing to you where they freeze you and you can't do anything but look at them. Wow, really? Dang, dude, by schools? Yeah, I know they can zap. They can do things to you and make you forget. Uh, they'll make you, like, even if you see one and everything, they'll zap you, and you'll just get in your car and drive away and not think anything of it, even though you just saw one and you were freaking out a little bit. All of a sudden, you just walk away like nothing, and later on, you'll be thinking about it like, why did I do that? You don't understand, but it's the Bigfoot doing that. Yeah, on the Mandela effect. Yeah, anal probes scare me too. I don't like none of that. The Mandela effect, I'm not sure what's going on with that, but I have a little bit of an idea. Just to give you a little bit of background from me, I always was into electronics, a lot of physics, things like that when I was in school. And then I got into computers, and then the casino sent me to school, and I learned even more about computers and language and capabilities. And then because of that, I have like this real obsession with computers, kind of like Bigfoot and all that. I really, I have this really thirst for knowledge for that. And they have these new computers, they're AI computers, and there's several of them linked together, and they are learning to be self-aware. And who knows how advanced they are at it yet. But I have a feeling that these I think it's called D wave computers and CERN have something in common, and I think that's what is causing the Mandela effect. I think they're doing it. They're doing it on purpose for some reason. I don't know why yet, but I do follow it very closely. And I do believe the Mandela effect's real too. Oops. Let me see. There we go. I mean, that's just what I think. Um, you can research that too. Uh, you can research these computers. They say that these computers can communicate in other realms, in different dimensions or what have you, which is really a trip, you know? I think I that trips me out. Everybody's probably thinking I'm talking to myself. My coffee's getting colder faster out here, though. Yeah, CERN. I actually think CERN, they're trying to open portals. That it's not about what they say it is. I'm a little bit familiar with the dog face one. Not a lot because it isn't around here, but I have read stories on it. Um, I don't know a lot about it. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, Gugwe, yeah. I'm a little bit familiar with those. Makes you wonder, are those coming out of a different dimension into our dimension, and they're in here, and then they do dastardly things and then pop back in their dimension? I often wonder that about those types because they seem to come and go. Yeah, seven shoots. I've been kind of tripping on how aggressive Bigfoot's been getting lately. I mean, more and more stories coming out, and they're not good stories at all. Yes, it does, Winston. And how you doing, Winston? You're wrenched. There's a ton of creatures. If you look at First Nation people's history, they talk about all these things. Like they talk about little people, just like if they're a tribe. They even call them their own tribe. Call the dog in. Let the dog in first.
A shot.
No. Yeah, chupacabra. It's a little cat chaser. He only chases them until they catch him or they turn around. Then he squalls like a little baby dog. He's really afraid of the cats. As long as they're running away from him, he's so bad. But as soon as they turn around, he sounds like a wimp. He's an ankle biter. Yeah, the portals. I think Bigfoots and everything go through the portals. Yes, they did, Steve. Hi, Daytona. I'm trying to wrench everybody here. There we go. Cool. I hope you saw the reason why I didn't have video. That the batteries actually, one battery died, the last battery, and that there was actually about an hour left on that battery, and all of a sudden it just went to zip, and I couldn't explain that. In fact, there was nothing else going on around us. We didn't feel anything or anything. It just all of a sudden died. It was pretty amazing. In fact, I was wondering if the actual metal detector's batteries were going to go bad because of it. Whatever it was eating battery at wherever at the place we were at. All the places that we go that the places that we go that where I put video up, they're real high Bigfoot areas. Lots of UFOs, a lot of history, a lot of Native American history going way, way, way back. So when you see those videos, we might not see anything, So you might be looking around because you have to, you might see something. All right, Cosmic, we'll see you, man. Yeah, they all have the little V thing. I haven't, but I want to do that. I do know that certain boulders, rocks, and stuff do give off an electromagnetic field. So does the Earth. So, like some areas might be have high EMF readings just from the actual rocks that are there. I've done enough with EMF detectors to know that much in the mountains, anyways. And then there, it's we have a magnetic field around us, and like solar flares, the Earth gives off EMF flares. Yeah, never a straight answer, bro. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Have you ever wondered about NASA, the space program? All of a sudden, like they got rid of the shuttles. How long ago? And we haven't seen nothing. They supposedly ride up to the space station in Russian shuttles. You don't think that they don't have anything, do you? I'm sure they have something. Your neighbors. Man, I gotta. Oh, it's my glasses. Yeah, it might be Adolf. That was kind of weird that day. I had a lot of things thrown at me right over in that one area. It was pretty interesting. Man, I'll be right back. Let me move this a little bit. I'll be right back. They want to give you more food? You're out of your head, duck cat. I'm not gonna give you any food. I just fed you. Squatchy. There we go. You see? Time to have a smoke. Let's see, it's way far away. I gotta bring it back. Wrenched. Hi Sheila, you're wrenched. No. I got this chair at a pharmacy for $4. Yeah, I'm a smoker. Been smoking since I was 15. You know what's really funny? I wanted to quit. My family was getting after me and telling me I need to quit. And so then I told my doctor I want to quit. And my doctor told me I can't quit. That the withdrawals will kill me. And I didn't believe him. I argued with him, and he told me that I have a certain nerve disease, and they told me that if I quit, he told me that it would jack me up and I could die from it. Because the nerve disease I have, it controls the nerves that like dilate your arteries makes your heart beat, all that stuff. So if I quit, it will jack that up and I could die from it. So I came home. Hi, Matt. I came home and I was telling my hi JG. I came home and I was telling my wife that I can't quit because it'll kill me, and she didn't believe me. So the next time I went to the doctor, I took my wife to the doctor with me. I have to go once a month to the doctor, and I took her with me. And right at the end of the the appointment, I I told him, yeah. So about quitting smoking, is you sure there's nothing you could give me to help me quit smoking? And that's when he gave me that real serious look, and he's like, I told you already, it'll kill you. And I looked at my wife, and my wife was like, what? So as much as I would like to quit, I can't quit now, and I would like to, though. It's kind of, it sucks. I mean, I've cut way down quite a bit. Like a pack lasts me 3 days, 3 or 4 days sometimes. They're just real expensive, and I would like to quit. But if you guys seen my medicine that I take every day, I take like 21 different types of medicines every day just so I could stay alive. And it's really ridiculous. The only way I could quit is if God uh, does help me quit. That's the only way. Otherwise, I can't. I wish I could. But I do enjoy it, though. You know, I don't. I enjoy it, even though I can't afford it. I enjoy it. I should have quit before the doctor made the mistake on me, because that's really what happened. The doctors made a mistake. They blocked the artery in my leg. It was blocked for 8 days. Yeah, everybody's an admin. That way they can gang up on people that don't have a wrench. You guys have wrench fights. On guard. Yes, sir. It's the best way to have it. I like reading your guys' chats. Yeah, if they get in here, they'll be wrenched, huh, Rob? Yeah, that's me. I actually, at one point, right before, about 3 years before I started going, doing what working with Jeffrey, I was actually begging the doctor to cut my leg off. And finally, him and my regular doctor and a cardiologist sat me down, and they told me I couldn't, I mean, they could cut my leg off, but it wouldn't do anything. They said my brain would still feel a leg there, and it would have the same pain that it does. I was a little bit angry at that because I just wanted to get rid of the pain, but now I embrace the pain. A lot of people that have the disease I have, it hurts so bad that they baby the actual, like if it's their arm or their leg, they baby it and then they lose use of it, and it just shrivels up and curls all up, curls all up. And I I fight that. My foot wants to curl up, but I exercise it and stretch it, and I go hiking and walking. And the last time I was at the neurologist, I see all these guys like twice a year, the cardiologist and everything. And the last time I was there, he told me that my leg should look like a bone, no meat, and whatever I was doing to not stop. So I figured it was I'm out and about and using it and stretching it, and even though there's the nerves are dead in it, it stays kind of fat. You know what I mean? Like has muscle on it. Even though the muscle feels mushy when you squeeze it, it's still there, and it should look like some kind of quadriplegic leg. Somebody that with no nerve function. So it's kind of a trip. Yeah, I'll never stop. I'll never stop. In fact, I'm really proud of myself. I went out with Adolf and Cryptid, and we went up on top of a mountain, and I really didn't think I was going to make it up there. And then once I was up there, I really didn't think I was going to make it down, but I did. And we got those pictures. There's a video you could go look at with all the um, pictographs the Indians painted, or a tribe painted on these rocks. I did a little research on that, and I found out that those pictographs might be older than the tribes that are here now. So it was like pre-tribe. It's all right, JG. I'm dealing with it, man. I'm hanging in there best I can, and I'm doing more than I think. I'm doing more than what I think I can do all the time. It's kind of fun. I guess it's not enough for Jeff though, but it's enough for me. That's for sure. That's why he got rid of me. It was because of the my problems. Yay! Hey Zed, how's it going? Orangutan. Yeah, it actually sucked, man. I was when they made that mistake. I actually was in a wheelchair for a little while, and they were telling me I wasn't gonna walk again. And in fact, I walked again. In fact, was using a cane for a few years, and I even put the cane down. And 3 weeks ago, I just took the wheelchair lift out of my car, out of my van. I had a wheelchair lift in there for my power chair, and I ran my power chair battery down, and I don't need it, so it's sitting. I'm not going to get rid of it because someday I may need it, and I could just replace the battery. But the wheelchair lift, I took it out of the van, and it's sitting on the side of the house. I'm getting ready to try to sell that. It was real expensive. It's the kind that picks your chair up and puts it in the van, and then when you're ready, and that way it's out of the sun, out of the rain, and stuff like that. You're because those chairs, the power chair I have is like almost $6,000 when I bought it, and I mean my insurance paid for it, but still it was like 6 grand. They're not cheap. You don't want them hanging out the back of your car, getting all sun and hot and all that. Night, Matt. Yeah, I went pretty far. See, I know what scared Jeff. I know the exact moment that Jeff freaked out and decided I couldn't be part of his team. We were taking pictures for the TV show at a somebody's photography studio, and they wanted us all bunched up, and I had to stand on Jeff's left side and then cross my bad leg across his leg, and then the other person that was on the right of Jeff, he had to put his left leg across Jeff's leg. So we were like side by side with our legs crossed over each other. And the way that he wanted me to lean over onto my bad leg, I can't put weight on that leg for a long time or it starts to shake. Like, I mean, really shake like this. And he was having us stand there for 20, 30 minutes while he's taking pictures. I couldn't believe how, that long. I could have took 3 pictures and let everybody go, but he wasted, an hour on us, and he even put us in that position again after a little bitty break because I couldn't stand there. Well, while I was standing there, my leg was shaking off and it was hitting Jeff's leg. And at one point, Jeff's like, "Stop it, stop doing that." And I couldn't stop. And then I even put my hand down and tried to steady my leg, and I couldn't stop it. And it freaked him out because my leg was like having a seizure and hitting his leg, bam, bam, bam. And ever since that time, he kind of treated me different because I guess it was hard for him to understand or believe that I had problems. But after that, he knew, there was something wrong. I wasn't totally blowing smoke up his butt all the time. But that was the day that everything changed. His attitude changed. I actually like working with Jeff. He's not that bad of a guy. Um, he he is a little bit stuck on himself though, but only he's not bad. And I think we're gonna. He shows concern, and he's been nice to me and stuff, but only that, like, after all the time that I put in with that thing and helped him develop the show to where it is, and I taught him everything as much as I could about equipment and sound equipment and all that stuff. I feel like just all of a sudden I get a text saying I'm fired because of my disability. That hurt right there. That part was not cool. I mean, he should have sat. We should have sat and talked about it instead of doing it like that. I would have rather did it that way, and I don't mind leaving the show. I just didn't like the way that it was done, handled. And then I'm supposed to still be his friend and stuff like that. If I was a person that held grudges and stuff like that, I wouldn't be his friend. But I'm not that person. I believe that one day after this life and you're in the other life, you're gonna stand there and this is all gonna be recalled. Your life is going to flash before your eyes, and you're going to be held accountable for certain things that you did. And I don't want to be held accountable for none of it. Oh, we talked about it. We've talked about it since, but it didn't change anything as far as he's right, and I'm not. That's how it went down. So, whatever. I'll still go out with them on certain things and not all things. Plus, I guess I'm not, I'm not real pretty either. I'm not pretty enough to be on TV. I guess. That's another thing. Yeah. Well, see, when the doctors made the mistake on me and the blood was withheld behind a clot at my hip, where when they do an angiogram, well, right there is where they blocked the artery, and for 8 days there was no blood going down that artery. The main artery coming from your heart into your leg got blocked right there. So, and how they explained it to me is minutes without blood oxygen, soft tissue starts dying. Within hours, flesh, muscle. Within days, bone, stuff like that. It starts dying. Well, think 8 days. They thought I was losing my leg, and it killed everything in my leg. So, but when they did the surgery to remove the plug that they put in there, I actually died and I went somewhere. And so I know a little bit about what I'm talking about. Like, we just don't, when we die, we don't go to sleep and everything goes dark. Okay, that doesn't happen. Actually, you go somewhere that's more alive than here, more vivid, more, the smells are off the chart. I mean, I didn't even know, but you can smell, you could travel at the speed of thought. You can know what's going on earth by thinking about it. You could think about somebody and know what they're doing and thinking, and even the people around them. It's an interesting place. It is a lot better than here. There wasn't any pain. It was imbibed. I don't know what you. It was like saturated with love, and it was just a major cool thing. Actually, he didn't erase all the shows. I have every single one of them on my YouTube because it was my YouTube. So I kept my YouTube because it's actually your YouTube is your email account, and that was my email account for 15 years. So it was attached to my banks, my PayPal, all my accounts were attached to this, and my YouTube was attached to it. So I kept the YouTube, but I created a Paranormal Central forum and made it in that name and everything. But he didn't take it. He created his own finally after a while. He was pretty mad about that, but there wasn't an easy way to undo, like take, there wasn't an easy way to transfer all those accounts to another account. So I didn't, and I didn't really want to go through that. It was just easier. He asked me to delete them, but I didn't delete them. I actually privatized them so that nobody could see them but me, and I could turn them on at any time I want. But I don't. Just I just keep them though. I have this weird thing. I watch some of them sometimes. I'm in every single one of them nearly, and I feel like I own part of them just because I helped create them and I'm in them. And then I have some that aren't on the YouTube that are on my computer that we did, and we deleted them. He had me delete them before we were not together, but they didn't get deleted off the hard drive. They got deleted offline or online, and I have them on my hard drive. The doctors think that I'm weird. They told my wife when I had the heart attack, I didn't even know I was having a heart attack, and I was having a heart attack that would kill most people, from what I understand. and they were actually working on my leg. The surgery where they did the surgery to remove the blockage, it in 2015, the the artery where they had fixed it ballooned up, and it caused an abscess in the scar area of where they did the surgery. And they were in there working on that, and in the ER trying to figure out what was going on. And then they did blood work and all this stuff trying to figure it out. And while we were in there, this doctor comes in and he says, "Hey, can I borrow your patient?" And the ER doctor says, "Sure." And he starts wheeling me out, and he says, "I'm gonna go save your life." I'm like, "What?" He said, "You're having a heart attack, a massive heart attack right now." He goes, "I can't even believe you're talking to me. You should be dead." He goes, "The troponin levels in your blood are so high." He goes, "I've never seen it that high in my 25 years of being a cardiologist." So he went in and he put 4 stents on my heart, and he said he saved my life then. And he said I could either have the stents, but he or be rushed to bypass surgery and get a quadruple bypass. And he said the stents are better, faster. You know, I hope they last as longer. Yeah, I'm like falling apart. And I'm 60, but I have all my hair. Just I'm getting a little bit of grays now. You know, I feel good, really, except for the pain that I have since April 2000. I feel good. Yeah, there's no meds that actually work forever. None. They it they do have meds that can help you, but you'll be a blithering idiot. And I was that way for like 2.5 years. When they took me off the meds, my wife is actually welcoming me back to the world. Because so now I'm on. It took about 20 years to figure out this cocktail of meds that where I wasn't like all freaked out. Hi Hannah, and we're gonna add you. You have now a wrench. Yeah, I hate pain. I hate it, but I can deal with it. So now, like back to the pain thing, the cardiologist doctor. I was at a different one, and they were asking me. You know, they do that. They do that. Is your pain a 1, a 3, a 5, up to 10? Right, 10 being the highest pain. So they were monitoring my blood level of, and they knew I was having a massive heart attack, and they kept asking me what my pain level was, and it was like 3. So now when we went rolled back in there, and my wife was in there, he told my wife, if he starts saying that he's hurting in his shoulder, arm, neck, jaw area, ask him the pain level. When he gets to a 3, you better call 911 because it's massive. He doesn't feel pain like we do. Yeah, everybody gets a wrench, man. You even have one now. How's it going? Yeah, nobody has a chance in my chat because everybody has a wrench. Hi, Amanda. Welcome back. Yeah, so enough about me. I thought we were here about a book. Like, give us some little insight on this book, bro. I want to hear, like, give us one story out of it, one little story out of that book, please. Right on. See, now if I wrote a book, that's what I would be writing a book about. Is all my adventures in heaven and chasing Bigfoots and ghosts and things that go bump in the night. My trip to Africa, wrestling with demons in Africa, actual demon possessed people, wrestling with them. What a life, huh? You could have a power drill. As soon as they put one on there, I'll get you that power drill. You have to be careful with cannabis. I can't have sativa, but I could have indica. I'm just not a big. I'm not real big on it. I used to be, but not like I am. I'm not that big on it now. Yeah, what a trip on that, huh? That will go in the book. Huh. Your alarm wasn't going off like you're not your alarm clock, but your alarm that would wake you up, right? Yeah, I did, man. Hi, Ivy. I did. I've actually had in some of our adventures, we've actually figured out what the haunted things were and got it out of there. Got the actual furniture out. Otherwise, it would still be haunted. You do have to be careful what you bring home. Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell it in chat, huh? But you went down the landing with a 357? Wow. You were gunning for a ghost. Whoa. Whoa, that would be a little bit scary there, Ghost Wolf. Night, Daytona. We'll see you, bro. Yeah, wow. I'd be moving. I would be packing up. That would be the last time I lived there. Good evening, sunshine and moonlight. Yep, I wouldn't let no grass grow under my feet right there. I would be, not even showering. I'd be out of there. Wow. 2 hours? Was that the last time it happened, or did it happen again? Yes, Manny Amperano does. I could tell you a few. The chat keeps disappearing before I could read it all. Let's see. Yes, sir, Jean Paul. Jean Paul, yes. That's true. No way. Okay, I'll tell you in just a second, Lewis. What in the world? So you had to clean it up again? Oh my God, I would have been moving that night. Two times in a row, that would have been it for me. I would be on the phone to the freaking budget rental. Was having a party, yeah. I would too. I wouldn't go back down there. Might get hit with a wrench. Yeah, so okay, I'll tell you about the my it was really this lady was a really close friend of the family. Her name was Alice. And she wore glasses. She was a teacher. I knew her for a long time. Her husband her husband was a sheriff that worked with my dad in the sheriff's department. And one day, or I guess over time, her tear ducts dried up. And without tear ducts, your eyeballs dry up. You have to keep them moist. So over time, her eyeballs dried up and turned into little raisins, and I guess fell out. And we're talking over like 7 years, 7, 8 years. And she wore double patch because both her eyes were blind. And then one day, um, a voice said a little, I don't know how to explain it, but I was told to ask her that if Jesus still heals. And I was told that if she said yes, ask her that if I could pray for her and she would be healed. And at first I was like, no way, I'll feel that I would be feeling like stupid. I really didn't want to do it at all. So finally, I figured, okay, I'll just say it quietly to her. And I went over there and kneeled down in front of her and got really close to her and I asked her the question, do you believe Jesus still heals? And she said yes. And then I said, do you believe if I pray with you right now or pray for you right now that you'll be healed? And she says yes. So, and I had actually gotten a friend and my dad, and we went over there and we all prayed for her, laid hands on her. And as I was like kneeled down in front of her, about watching her, she started crying. Now, when you don't have tear ducts, you can't have tears. But she was really crying, and there wasn't anything coming out from under her patch. And a couple minutes later, I saw a tear come out of her patch, out of one of the patches, come dripping out. And it was like, wait a minute, she can't cry, she doesn't have tear ducts. And then some more tears came out, and I'm like, can you take off the patches? Something's happening. And she took the patches off, and when she opened her eyes, I could see inside of her eye sockets. There still wasn't eyes, but there was tears coming out. And then as we were looking at her, we watched as these beautiful blue eyes grew back in her head into the sockets. And I knew her for several years after that, and she wore glasses before she went blind. She never wore glasses again. She had the most beautiful blue eyes. She's told me she had perfect vision. It's amazing, the healings. It's amazing, really amazing. That does sound like Twilight Zone ghost wolf. I don't know what I would do, man. I know, yeah, I do. I would be moving. Yeah, God is great. He really is. God is wonderful. Yeah, it's a miracle. You know what's really weird is about 3 months later, I was up in the mountains and I jumped over a creek, and all my friends were drinking, and I didn't drink at that point. I had quit drinking, and I jumped over a creek and I landed in really soft mud, and my body kept going forward, and but my feet were stuck in the mud, and I broke my right ankle, and I couldn't get up and walk on it, and I was telling my friends, "Hey, help me up," and they just laughed. They thought it was funny. They thought I was kidding, and they just kept going on down the trail. So finally, I pulled myself out of the mud, crawled to my car, which is probably a half a mile. Took me a long time, but I got to my car. Then I drove myself down the mountain, and I went to the ER, straight to the ER. They casted, did the X-rays, casted my ankle and leg, and then I went home and went to bed. I got home like 5 in the morning or 6 in the morning. Finally, out, spending the night in the ER. And the next morning, I got up and I went over to the same guys that prayed with Alice, and her eyes grew back. They're like, "Are you gonna put up with that? Cast? Why don't you just let God heal your ankle?" And I believe, that He heals. After seeing Alice's eyes grow back, you can believe for healing. You know what I mean? It's easier than if you hadn't seen anything like that. So I'm like, all right. And so they, ew, man, I would be moving fast, Ghost Wolf. Oh my God, that is scary. That's going to be a good book. Really good. Serious. That's just a little piece of the book. Oh my God. Yeah, so I put my foot up on the coffee table, and everybody put their hands around my ankle and they prayed for my ankle, and then when they got done, uh, Ray, one of the guys, he said like, "Hey man, you gotta cut the cast off now and walk on it." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, you gotta cut the cast off and walk on it." So I was like, "Okay," and I let them cut the cast off, and I started walking on it, and man, it hurt. Like, oh my God, it hurt. And this is like 11 o'clock in the morning. It hurt all day. I was trying not to walk on it. I had crutches, so I was still using the crutches, but I was putting a little bit of weight on my foot. And I was trying to believe that it was healed, but it hurt so bad, man. It hurt so bad. So I went to bed that night, and it was hurting so bad that around 2 in the morning I decided, you know what? I told my wife, I gotta go. I gotta go back to the hospital. Something. I shouldn't have did that. I shouldn't have cut the cast off, and I shouldn't have done none of that. So, so I went in there, and guess what? It was the same doctors and nurses and everything that was in there the night before that casted my leg. And when I got in there, the doctor was not happy with me. Neither were the nurses, really. They're like, "You messed up a really good cast." And the doctor told me, uh, if you were walking on it, you might have messed your leg up more. And he goes, "I'm not going to be as easy with you as I was last night. Go and cut off a perfectly good cast and mess your leg up." And they really gave me a lecture. And then they did the X-ray, and I was sitting in the little room waiting in the casting room. They have all the casting stuff, and yeah, they were saying I was an idiot completely. They said I was an idiot, and then the doctor comes in actually, and he says, "Hey, can you get up and walk over there and walk back?" I looked at him like, "What?" Right after he told me that the last time I talked to him, he said if you put weight on it, you're really gonna mess it up. And when he fixes it, he's not going to be nice to me. He's going to hurt me, you know. It's going to hurt. So I did, you know, I'm looking at him really like he's out of his tree, you know, like what is he doing? And he goes, I'll be right back. And a couple minutes later, he comes in with another doctor and he says, hey, can you do that for this doctor? So I jumped off the thing, you know, like I'm looking at him like these dudes are really, they lost it, you know. I don't know why they're making me do that. And I walked across the room, and then as I'm walking back, he says, walk out here with me. So, so I did, and they have sets of x-rays up, and he says, okay, do you see the broken ankle on this one, you know? And I'm looking, and yeah, there's a bone, you know, like broke. He goes, that's last night's x-ray. He says, come over here, you know, and you step over, and he goes, now find the break in this one, you know. And I'm looking, I go, there is no break. I mean, it was obvious there's no break. I go, whose x-ray is that? He goes, that's your x-ray. I'm like, oh, wow. You know, oh, wow. So then we went back in the room, and he put me on the little thing. He goes, so now what? And I go, I don't know what you mean, like, now what? He goes, so do you want to cast or not? Like, do I need it? He goes, no. Then I don't want to cast. I go, what about the crutches? He said, your insurance paid for it, so they're yours. You take them with you. And they release me. And the leg hurt still, the ankle hurt for a couple of days. And it was just bruised. There was bruising. The bone was fixed, but the bruises wasn't fixed. But yeah, I was able to go back to work like the very next day. It was trippy. I used to believe in sage. I don't believe in it anymore. I used to, but I don't. But I respect people that do and do all that, you know. But I don't believe in it. When I was in Africa, I learned about stuff like that, and it was all hoodoo voodoo stuff. Yeah, whenever you get over here, Ghost Wolf, we'll be going out squatching or something. You can meet everybody. That would be kind of fun, wouldn't it? I like the smell of sage. We do smudge around the house, but mostly for the smell, not for what it they say that it does. But it might make things angrier. I don't know. But we do have it in our house, but we don't use it. I think. Hi, Christy. Yeah, you're way over there in Indiana. It's late. I just gave you a wrench. You are now wrenched. Love you. Tell all my grandkids I love them. I'm glad you made it live. What is it over there? Like 3 in the morning? I don't know what time it is, so sorry. 1 in the morning. Okay, so let's see. That means it's like, what, 10 here? No, 11? 9? Ah, jeez. We need to have a hoedown in my backyard. Let's do it. I say we have a hoedown at the lake or someplace. Someplace cool. Do a skywatch hoedown. My backyard's big, but it's boring. You can see the fence way back there. I mean, it's way back there. I actually need to get going. It's like an hour and 29 minutes I've been sitting here. Any lights in the sky? You guys would see them. This phone's good enough to pick them up. You see any? It would be right in here. Mostly like right over here is where it was flying. Like right here. It's not cloudy. There's stars and stuff like that. Maybe if I turned off the light and got out of the way or whatever. Let's see. If I turned off the light, it would go black, except I would be I would be like looking like a blob squatch. But like right over there, right over here, I can't go that way. Right there and here. That's where that thing hangs out. It'll hover right there. Sometimes for an hour. Yeah, the airport's right back there. The planes come across here and they land. Or wait, no, this way. And they land like that. Oh man, that's funny, man. Creepy Joe Biden. He wants to sniff my neck. He'd be like, "Ooh, baby." Oh my god. That's funny. Man, he is real a creep too, ain't he? He's real creepy. Oh man, that's too funny. Yeah, he is. He's nasty. I don't even know what makes him think he can run for president, really. I mean, come on. They're going after pedophilia right now. They're busting all kinds of pedophilia. I don't know if you guys know who Q is, but you should follow Q. And if you never heard of him, go to QAnon.pub and go back and read. Go back and read some of his posts going back into last year and stuff. He's been predicting the future. It's great. It's great watching the news tell lies and him telling the truth, and then watching his truth come true, and then watching what the news does with it. I mean, it's really good, really good. If you don't know who Q is, QAnon.pub, go find out because it's cool, and you'll be more in the know about what's going on in the government than anyone. You'll be more clued in than anyone. See, that's it right there, Ringtang. They all think that they're untouchable because for the last 50 years, they have been untouchable. They have been. And I mean, like Hillary got off on all the bleach bit. Man, you know that if we did something like that, smashed hard drives and phones and did all that stuff, we would be under the jail. There would be no getting out of jail for us. It would be forever jail for us immediately. They let her off. And then they chased Trump around for 2 years on trumped up charges. Get it? Trumped up charges? Oh boy. When you know what I wonder, they say that in the last days there'll be the trump of God, the last trump or something like that. At the last trump is when God returns. Is this the last trump? We better watch out, you know. It's QAnon.pub. So QANON.pub. QAnon.pub. That's it right there. Stormy Days now has a wrench. You earned a wrench, dude. Right on. Or chickadee. I don't know which one. It's hard to tell, when people use monikers, handles. It's like, oh man, I don't know if it's a boy or a girl. What do I? Thank you, sir, ma'am. Good night, Digger. Girl, alright. Okay. I will remember that. Stormy, why not? That's more of a girl name. Stormy. A chickadee. Oh my God! Don't get me started on the Green New Deal. You know, if they do that, I can't come visit you. You know that, right? I can't come see you if there's a Green New Deal, and you can't come see me either. No cars, no trains, no planes, no cow farts. I have a feeling they'll probably make us walk around with some kind of filtered underwear. You know. Hey, bro, what's up? How's it going, Sergeant Point? Man, it's late over there. He's over there by my daughter. I can't believe that all them dudes are saying that they're backing it up. You know what else I can't believe? I'm gonna tell you right now. All these people in Congress and in offices and all that stuff that say they're gonna help and they're gonna fix things and all that. They had 50 years to fix it. They didn't fix it yet. We need to get rid of all of them and get somebody in there that can fix it. Like Trump, he's fixing it, but they're not going to tell you that. Yeah, man, are you guys getting is Sweden getting really run over by you know, Muslims? Or is it really that bad? We don't get the news here. Our news lies to us. I don't know. They might lie to you guys too, though. I don't know. I wonder about that. It sure does, Adolf. That is a weird. Nacimiento or whatever. Is that the name of the lake? Yeah, Nacimiento. Not. I don't even know if I'm saying it right. Nacimiento. Really? Wow, dude. That's bad. Wow. Man. See, they're trying to do that here, but we won't give up our guns. We're gonna shoot to kill. You know. We aim to keep it this way. We only have fake news in America too, bro. Or I don't know if I'm talking to a bro or not. I better be careful. It might be a chickadee. Yeah, isn't that sad? You guys need to get some guns on the black market and take your country back. Every country needs to do that. I'm probably gonna lose my channel right now. I better shut up. I'll lose my YouTube channel if I keep talking about it. I get a bad enough time just talking about Bigfoots and ghosts and UFOs and stuff. And occasional sprinkling of Jesus. But yeah, they mess with me hardcore sometimes. Nacimiento. That's how you say it, right? Nacimiento. The creepy lake. That sucks so bad. Whoa, really? I'm gonna look at it on Google Earth. Wow. Only the criminals? Y'all need to become criminals. Yep, that's right. You're right, Amanda. I used to have a small arsenal. I don't have them anymore. I want to buy another one though. I want to buy a good pistol and a rifle. And I keep on seeing that. I think it's just something in my phone, but wow. I'm so glad you did, Chris. I am so glad you did. I have. I didn't sleep, but we stayed outside all night long, monitoring over there. That I want to take the I flew the drone over there the other day with Adolf. I want to take the drone in there again in the daytime and find some good places so that we can fly it over the areas where the Bigfoots are hanging out. And that way I could show you guys where the Bigfoots are. When we're talking about this, where the people are having the Bigfoot sightings and all that, and I can show where exactly. It's from the ground. All I can show is like a wall of bushes. But with the drone, I can get it up in the air and I can show you guys the actual lay of the land. In fact, in the video that I just put up, the recorded one, the Upper Kings, at the very end of the video, I have some aerial shots showing the two islands where the Bigfoots are at in the middle of the river. So you can check that out and see a little bit of that. But I want to show a lot more. Oh, I'll upload it all right. I might have to get my FAA pilot license though. Oh yeah. Um, right across the street we have a friend, and I've been me and a few friends hung out up on top of a hill overlooking Avocado Lake all night, couple times. He let us park. There's like a flat spot, like a building where he was going to build a house, and it's way up high on the mountain, and we were going to sit up there and just watch all night long. We left like 5:30 in the morning though, but we were there from sunset until 5:30 a.m. Yeah, you can't camp it at Avocado. Yeah, he let us stay up on his property there all night. It's right by there, Lewis, and probably right there too. That the one of the things when we see these things, Bigfoots or dogmen, stuff like that, you tend to think that it's in the same really little location. You know what I mean? And it could have a 150-mile range. Well, it's only like 3 miles from Keith's place or Avocado Lake to where Cryptid saw the wolf, the dog man. So it could easily go over that way, and if it follows the river around really easily. It's actually getting a little chilly out here, man. It must be like, what, 65. But I'm still in a t-shirt. But I mean, I can feel the chill now. It chilled my coffee down. I gotta heat my coffee up. I don't know. I don't know if they do get along or not. Yeah, you could go to Cryptid 559's YouTube channel and you can listen to his Dogman sighting video and others. He shows some structures and other things that he's found and seen. Luckily, I was with him on one of them or a couple of them. You know, us researcher guys, we got to stick together and pool our equipment together and work together so that we, because like if it's everybody for themselves and you have some resources, it's easier when you have a few people and more resources and more eyes looking at it and more ideas flowing than just all by yourself. I find it more effective when you have more people. Yeah, I think so. I think so, Adolf. It would be fun to fly it right there. I actually want to go back to the remember the where we stopped at on the way to Black Rock, where underneath those rocks, the I can't remember what it's called, but we were on the side of the mountain, and there was those little bridge things. I kind of want to take off right there and fly it out, and then get it way out over the canyon and aim it back at us, and show exactly how that road looks from, from that vantage point. I think that would be cool too. It's just scary to think that it's, if anything went wrong, the drone's going to fall a mile. I don't think it'll live through it, but it would be neat to get that point of view. Yeah, I mean, I wish it would too, James. I mean, I love this weather, but no, I can't handle winter. It's too cold. I can handle summer, even though the disease I have, my body temperature doesn't adjust. So what's weird is I'll sit out here and slowly climatize to whatever temperature it is. Then when I go in the house and shut the door, I will break out sweating as my body tries to climatize to the inside temperature of the house. It sucks so bad. Good night. I know I got to get going too, you guys. This is so fun. I'm glad you talked me into this, Chris. Cuz I'm so glad. Oh, Christy, I'm so sad you have fibro. That's the closest thing to RSD. Is fibromyalgia. A lot of the same uh, symptoms and problems. Right on, a prepper. I love it. Yeah, where I found the footprints on the side. Yep. I wanted to do that, take off right there off that bridge and then fly the drone out and then make it turn back and look at us. Maybe I could have it take off and aim towards us and then fly away from us, and show more and more and more of the mountain and the road that we were on. I think that would be such a cool shot. But it would be a mile. It would be a mile off the river. I figure that's almost a mile drop right there. And you're only supposed to fly them 400 feet altitude. So once it leaves that little road off to the side, it'll be already 5,000 feet up off the ground. I don't even know if it'll do it. I'll have to play with it. Yeah, I think that's really what happened. I was looking at it, Adolf. It looks like something came from under the bridge It really does. And then climbed onto the bridge. You know what I mean? That's why there was only two footprints right there. It came from underneath and then stepped over the rail and stepped onto the bridge. But it was a big footprint, whatever it was. Bigger than mine. It was like 2 lengths, 2 foot lengths of my footprint. I think my fat cat found something to eat over there, so it's trying to get at it. You should come with us. It's fun. Good night, Christy. I love you. Tell my grandkids I love them. Give them a hug for me. So do I. So do I, Ghost. I go out a lot by myself. Not far, though. Just right around the area here. A little bit. I go further with Adolf and Cryptid. I'm going to try to get on here more. Um, Not the studio way, but probably this cell phone way. And just be praying for me that I can. When you come to California, you've got to let me know. We'll go out squatching. I could take you to some areas where you get some rocks thrown at you and stuff. All right. Holy cow. I wouldn't be going back to that spot without a big gun. Time for dinner. Right on, man. We'll see you, JG. I got to get going too. It was fun, you guys. I love the live chats. Again, for the people that are tuning in after this is recorded and you're watching it, this was a live chat, open topic. You can read the chat as the video plays, and you can understand what's going on. Okay? For all the people that see this later on, even though this is at the end of the video, they'll probably never make it this far. Okay, you guys, I love you all. I'm praying for every single one of you, all right? I love you, and I love these chats. Thank you so much. You guys really help me a lot. This is like therapy. And it was some great stories, too, on both sides, my side and your side. All right, you guys, good night.